Hello and welcome to Channel's Book Club. I am Olakunle Kasumo. Ndibe is the author of two novels, Foreign Gods, Inc. and Arrows of Rain. The United States-based author is one of the most widely respected columnists, writers, and thinkers in Africa at the moment. Recently, Ndibe visited Nigeria to have a conversation with Professor Wole Soyinka, Africa's first winner of the Nobel Prize for Literature. It was a rare meeting and conversation between a younger, accomplished writer and his legendary role model. The two gentlemen spoke on a wide variety of subjects ranging from literature to politics to religion and a host of other issues. So, how did that conversation go? Our crew was there to act as a sort of fly on the wall to watch and listen. The conversation was part of an ongoing project that will culminate into a book I am sure you want to look out for. We'll keep you posted on that. For now, let's show you just a bit of that hours-long conversation. Enjoy this.
You have threatened to retire, to pull back from public commitment in Nigeria, from political engagement in Nigeria, but it seems impossible for you.
Yes, well, that wish very much is there. It's very oppressive, in fact, because each time I have to move out of this environment, in particular, the question is, what on earth am I going outside for? Why am I allowing myself to fulfill or even to accept another engagement? You remember there was this, what I call the dance macabre, going on between Donald Trump and that Pyongyang character, the one with the flat iron head.
That's right.
You know, threatening, the two of them threatening anyway.
To destroy the world.
Destroy the world. And I had this invitation, to which I said no to start with, that no, I'm not traveling. And then what happened? And a very dear colleague of mine, a poet, also a dramatist, with whom I've known for years, said, you just must come. That they're having the first Asian festival, literary cultural festival, first all Asian, in which they're awarding prizes and so on. And it was, for them, an act of defiance, a sort of artistic response to, it wasn't planned that way to start with, but when all this, the drums of war began to beat, it became an issue. It was something that they felt they absolutely had to do to show that life vitality continued. And unfortunately, I am a glutton for such challenges.
Yes.
I just can never resist them.
Yes.
So I had to put other things aside, and I was very glad I went, because there had been cancellations. I mean, I've been to South Korea a number of times, but I found I was being met and received with such enthusiasm that I said, wait a minute, it's the same relation. What's your problem? You know, we're old friends.
Yes.
And he told me, he said, you know, people had actually cancelled because they felt, yes, visiting
A nuclear situation could develop.
There'll be war, and even if it's not nuclear, that there was going to be war between North and South. And so they were very happy that attended. So yes, there is that that flaw in my character that I cannot resist challenge.
So, in all the traveling, I imagine that you see yourself, perhaps I'm presuming that you see yourself primarily as a writer.
Oh, absolutely.
So, what's the space? Do you find a space to write as you do all this travel, and where do you find that space?
Okay, that's a very good question, and I'm sure it's something which you have tried to answer yourself from time to time. I remember as a young writer, I felt I needed my own tranquil space in which to write. That hasn't changed. It's just that over the years, I've had to learn adjustment. One needs a chunk of time in isolation at the very least. When you've broken the back, so to speak, it doesn't mean that the work is almost ready, as you know very well, but you've at least broken through a certain barrier. The rest can take place over the next few years. It doesn't matter. If it's a short piece of work, then of course, maybe correspondingly it takes a shorter time. After that, you learn to adjust. Remember that people in our profession rely very much also, not just on the proceeds. We're talking straightforward economics now.
That's right.
We have to earn a
A
living.
living, yeah.
So if a lecture offer, invitation comes, and I'm able to earn the cost of a little wine, economic imperative requires that I weigh the balance of staying home and working or postponing that work, so I can earn a little to be able to go back to that space and work continuously. So there is no choice. I block off the that what I call that spatial concentration for now, and I know I can resume it anytime
when you want to.
In addition, of course, as one also got involved in what you might call international concerns, human rights concerns, one thing hooks on to the next. And the writers, I know, for instance, a writer like the late Harold Pinter, whenever we spoke it, they're able to just shut up all connections, like not answering their phone, or even responding to letters, this for huge tracts of time. We don't have that luxury here on this continent. Other societies are more comparatively settled. Issues of democracy have been sorted out. Those values which in fact propel some of us to write. And so if one fails, talking seriously now, if one fails to respond at least to some extent, one feels that one is betraying the attainment of the very environment which one deeply requires. So many things assail one's consciousness every day. It's quotidian, every day, especially in a country like this. When you think you've solved issues of democracy, then you have people trying to break down that democracy by co-option. And not only co-opting other politicians, co-opting other so-called writers, creative people, and so on. And one's internal space keeps shrinking because it is under bombardment by things you cannot avoid knowing about. If you don't know about them, that's all right. But once you do know about it, there's a corner, there's somewhere inside you, which even prevents you from enjoying what you normally enjoy doing. So